In this video, I'm going to break down every issue that I've ever had with my Mr. Cool DIY mini split system, from the smallest to the biggest. So stick around to the end and I will share the biggest problems of them all. Number one, small issue, but the temperature control calibration. From the very beginning, you have to calibrate it yourself. And it's very tricky to get it right so that when you put that number to what you want it to be temperature-wise, you actually get that temperature in your house. You have to set that yourself and calibrate it yourself. Very tricky. Number two, the louver settings. You know, the louver is just basically the thing that tilts to change the direction that the air is coming out. And oddly enough, that thing never seems to be facing the direction that you want it to face, and it always changes itself. Once you finally get it set the way you want it, it'll change itself. So that was just really annoying, and still is. Number three, the famous highly removable battery cap. Every time you take the remote out of that wall-mounted holder that comes with the system, it's got a little lip on the bottom, or it's got a little lip on it. So when you remove the remote, the battery cap every single time pops off and falls on the floor. And that is annoying. Number four, the loud beeping. Who comes up with how loud and what the beeps sound like for these things? Like, seriously, every time you push a button, change the temperature, whatever it is, it makes this high pitch, ear piercing beep. You can only turn it off temporarily, and then somehow it turns itself back on, and you're just like, I want to go punch something or someone, and it's just not a good look. Number five, the loud condenser. So this issue was only on one of my units. That seemed like it might have been related to like an issue with the condenser, because I actually got the condenser unit replaced under warranty because of how loud it was, and they couldn't figure out why it was so loud. So for probably a good 2 years, I was living with this really, really loud, rattling sound every time the condenser kicked on, and that was just ridiculous. Number six. So everywhere I look, people are complaining that Mr. Cool does not honor their warranty and will basically ignore you or ghost you. I personally have not had that issue, and people will yell at me saying, oh, of course, you're a YouTuber, you're famous, you're going to get the best quality service. Mr. Cool has no idea that I exist. And I have been able to verify that in multiple different ways, but when you talk to the warranty team in particular, they are not researching who's out there on YouTube. They are just hopefully doing their job. And they don't know who I am, so I believe that I'm getting the same service that everyone could if they followed the correct route for getting their things replaced under warranty or dealing with the warranty team. In one of my previous videos, I talk a little bit about how to go about interacting with the warranty department. If you want to know how I've had success with that, go refer to my other videos and check that. Number seven, motor humming. So this has become a bigger issue over time. But basically on all the inside units, there is the motor that runs the blower fan, and that motor started squealing and just making noise, and it was annoying. You'd be sitting there, living your life, and there's this high-pitched squeal in the background. And if you want to listen to what that sounded like, go check out my year 2 update video on the Mr. Cool DIY system. You can hear how annoying it is in that video, and that needed to be a warranty replacement. It was a pain in the butt, and so once I finished it, I was like, okay, we're good. Well, a couple years later, we're now having the same issue, and some of those same motors that I replaced are going bad again. So keep that in mind. Number 8, the warranty does not cover shipping costs. So you're going to have almost regular replacement needs and repair needs for the Mr. Cool system because of how cheaply it seems to be made. And you're going to spend like 20 or 30 bucks per replacement part that you need to get it shipped to you, because they don't cover that cost. And they also don't cover the cost of the labor to fix what's inevitably going to go bad on your system. So as you're factoring the costs of savings for your potential purchase of a Mr. Cool system, you need to realize that you're going to be paying for replacement parts because they only cover the part itself, not the shipping or the labor. Number 9, contractor repairs. You will probably not find easily a contractor who's willing to work on your system because it is a DIY system. They are notorious for wanting to avoid those. They don't want to put their name on something that they're going to have constant issues with, and then you'll come yelling at them when something else doesn't work, and they just want to avoid that situation. So unless you have a friend that does HVAC, you're probably going to have issues finding someone who's going to want to work on this system for you. Number 10, there's no universal thermostat control, which means you can't just walk to one thermostat on the wall and change your temperature for the whole house or the fan setting. You have to go to each individual room where there's an air handler and change it with the remote. So it just takes a lot more time if you want to, change things in the spring or the fall or adjust things throughout. Number 11, the defrosting is just really annoying because in the winter, the unit, I don't know if maybe most people don't realize this, but you have to, your unit has to, as a safety feature, prevent icing up on the exterior unit. And that just allows it to prevent itself from freezing over and then getting damaged. But for the Mr. Cool, it seems to be more frequent and longer lasting than on other brands. So what that means is in the dead of the winter, it's cold outside, you're trying to heat your house, the unit will repeatedly and regularly go into what's called defrosting mode. It'll say DF on the air handler inside, and just for like 3 to 5 minutes sometimes, it'll go into that defrost mode where it's using all the heat to keep the exterior unit warm instead of pumping heat into the house. So that you end up getting a little cold inside, and it's repetitive. So that has been super annoying. And here are the biggest issues of them all. Number 12, the refrigerant was apparently low. And the reason I found this out was because I was having extremely high electric bills for several months in a row during the winter. And it was like triple what I would normally expect. And what I found was the refrigerant was low. The way that I found that out was I had to pay someone through the warranty process to come and check for leaks. Mr. Cool was saying that they would not replace anything unless I had someone come and make sure that there was no, like, a leak. If there was a leak in the system, they would replace something, but there never was a leak, which leads me to believe that my system was just low on refrigerant ever since the beginning. And if you know DIY systems, they come pre-charged with the right amount of coolant so that you don't have that issue. But I had that issue. So my thinking is that it was just incorrectly charged from the very beginning. And that cost me a lot of money out of pocket. And then I had someone on a wild goose chase looking for a leak that didn't exist. Then they didn't cover anything because there was no leak. And so I was just back to square one, and I had to just pay for the extra coolant to be charged, and now it's working well. But coolant is not cheap, and so it was really annoying that they shortchanged me, if that's what happened, on coolant at the very beginning. Number 13, more motors. Going bad. We replaced some motors inside because they were squealing, and now there's more going bad. I think I might have already mentioned that, but it should be mentioned again because these things are poorly made. They're very low quality, and you will have that issue for as long as you have these units. It seems that will never go away. I'll probably have more units needing a motor replacement every year or every other year, and that should not be the case. Now this problem is the biggest kicker of them all. All of these failures added up together might be more costly than buying the best, most reliable brand and having a professional installer install the system. And we'll be breaking down all those costs in our next video. So stay tuned, and we'll give you the best advice on what to do, what this is going to cost you in the long run, and how to make sure that this doesn't happen to you.